3, 2, 1.
A lot of my personal experiences at Hillview center around 1 North, which was the critical care unit. I've seen various amounts of shadow people peeking in and out of doorways. I've heard what sounds like people snoring as I walk past rooms. I've been staring down at the end of the hall, watching for shadows to peek in at the end of the hallway, when out of the corner of my eye I noticed about 2 doors down from me, something moving along the floor, slither up from the floor into the glass on the other side of the door and kind of make this kind of a motion at me. That was probably one of the most startling experiences at me. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to cut. I don't know, it's hard when somebody's not asking you the question.
I know.
I'm sorry. Where do you want me to start from?
Just continue from where you left off.
That was probably one of the most startling experiences because it really seemed to be interacting with me when it came up to the glass, almost to say, here I am. The other experience that really, I still can't wrap my mind around what it is exactly that I see. Again, at the end of 1 North, this is the opposite end, the ambulance area. I was with a group investigating. We were noticing movement from below the jail rail. It appeared like a hand was peeking out and slowly waving at us. Almost skeletal looking. The best way that I can describe it is it looks like the silhouette of a shadow, or the shadow of a skeleton. It still creeps me out. I don't know what it is that I'm looking. I don't know if it's a typical human spirit. I can't really explain what it is that I see in there. I don't like to be in 1 North by myself for that reason. The other experiences are a little lighter. The 3rd floor, there's a lot of fun interaction, a lot of tapping, a lot of knocking back. They seem to respond. I like to sing and play music for our gentlemen residents up there on the 3rd floor. I take a lot of visitors up there because there's a lot of loud audible sounds. So anyone that hasn't had any experiences or is looking to find something to believe in that might be skeptical but just wants that proof, I take up there because you get, from Joe Miller's room is the greatest experience. A first-time visitor to Hillview Manor. He wasn't having any luck. He was really frustrated. He was about to go home, and I took him into Joe Miller's room. We did a flashlight session. We were getting some great responses with, let us know if we can be in there kind of responses. And I sat on 1 register, and the visitor sat on the other register, because reports are, it sounds like the register's being kicked in there to kind of frighten you away from that room. He didn't know that. I knew that's why we were sitting there. After about 5 minutes of just silence in that room, I said, look, Joe, it's time to wrap it up. Please give us a sign where you're at in this room. I was holding a K2 meter. The K2 meter went to red. I felt a cold breeze hit my hand, and it sounded like a little ding on the register I was sitting at. And about 3 seconds later, from across the room, you just hear boom! It echoed throughout the whole 3rd floor. I never seen anybody jump up so fast from a register in my life. He ran out of the room kind of scared and saying a few choice words. And when I'd asked him what happened, he said it felt like the whole register dented in between his legs where he was sitting. So that, to me, really kind of cemented all of the other experiences that I'd heard about in that room. And it was nice to see someone else have their first experience and walk away not a skeptic anymore. In fact, he's booking the building and coming back this spring. So I'm really excited that he told me about it, and he wants me to be there again with him. And that's just a few of the stories of why I love to be at Hillview.
Anyone that, other than that just startled you, or
Dark ones?
how about a full apparition or an apparition or dark shadow person? Anything like that?
Yeah, I do have an experience It was at the end of the night. My daughter was there with me helping one night, and we were getting ready to close up for the night. She was helping me clean up the bathrooms. She went out into the hallway and was looking through the doorways towards the basement door because she said, "Mom, there's still people out there investigating." She thought she saw what looked like a camera flash. I told her I'll go out and get him in just a minute. I grabbed the garbage, I shut the bathroom light off, I went there, and I looked. There was nobody that I could see through the glass. There was no noise, just silent. And as we were staring, looking at the basement door, which is left propped open, we saw what looked like the back of a man, 7 foot tall, just dart behind the basement door. I didn't say what I saw, but I knew by my daughter's reaction that she saw the same thing. She gets really frightened. It was almost like it was luring us to the basement. I tried to calm her down, even though I knew what we saw was, I guess the only way for me to describe it would be a shadow person. I told her what we probably saw was one of the group members. They had some pretty tall men there that night, but I knew that we didn't see anybody walk across the full hallway to the basement. We followed it down to the basement and yelled through the basement door that it's time to close up. Please come upstairs. There wasn't anybody down there. So it was kind of neat to share that experience with my daughter. Why it wanted us to kind of go down to the basement, I'll have no idea, but it was nice to have a family experience there as well. Anything else?
Any certain time of the day or night that seems to be the most active?